9 News Plus weather, sponsored by Carrier Colorado. The future of home comfort is here.
Hey, happy Tuesday, and thanks so much for joining us here on 9 News Plus. I'm 9 News meteorologist Chris Bianchi with a detailed look at your Colorado weather forecast. We'll get into a whole lot of the forecast, but really the big takeaways for us here in Denver. We're going to keep with these temperatures in the 70s. We're going to keep with that chance for afternoon showers and storms. At this point, it looks like Thursday and Friday will have the best chances for seeing those afternoon showers and storms here along the Front Range. But today we start off with something that we haven't said for a good 7-8 months at this point, which is the chance for some burn scar flooding for us into the high country. So we'll get into details on all this coming up here in the next few minutes. But you look at I-70 right now at the Eisenhower-Johnson tunnels, and look at all that cloud cover that is overhead. That is indicative of some of those clouds and some of those showers and storms. They'll be moving the way in the mountains direction over the next couple of hours. For us here in Denver, in fact, this is a bit of a spring-like look to the sky. Notice on the left-hand side of your screen, that cumulus cloud that is a hallmark of spring, a hallmark of that chance for stronger storms during the afternoon. Now, not expecting any severe weather for us along the Front Range, but I wouldn't be surprised if we do get a clap or two of thunder, especially in the foothills and the Palmer Divide this afternoon. That's where we're going to have a bit more moisture, a bit more energy to work with this afternoon. Temperatures for this afternoon, more of those 70-plus degree temperatures, more metro storms possible for today. I would say we're probably talking about a 30-40% chance of seeing a shower or storm, and then a better chance, as I mentioned, for a shower or storm coming up on your Thursday. Temperatures right now, most of us in the 50s and 60s on the eastern plains. A lot of 50s for us into the high country right now. That's going to help melt a lot of that snowfall. We'll have more on that here in the next couple of minutes. But for today, temperatures should get up in the low to mid 70s for us with that chance for an afternoon shower or storm. I think the main time window will be between about 4 and 7 o'clock this afternoon and this evening. So if you've got a happy hour plan outside, might want to Taco Tuesday plan. I'd probably have that inside just to be safe, because especially on the west side of town, I think we will have some showers and some rumbles of thunder around early this evening. Temperatures this afternoon, 60s, 70s, eastern plains. Average high for today, by the way, 65. So when we're talking about these low to mid 70s, it's getting close to about 10 degrees above our seasonal average. 50s and 60s in the high country. And notice that there, Alamosa at 7,500 feet in elevation, 64 degrees. Craig at about 8,000 feet, or I should say about 7,000 feet in elevation, 67. And Carbondale, 66 degrees. That's at about 6,500, 7,000 feet in elevation. And the point with that here, folks, Kremling, 7,000 plus feet, 64 degrees. When we're this warm in the mountains and this high up, that is going to melt a lot of our snow here over the upcoming couple of days. Meantime, AC Doppler radar, it's pretty quiet right now. A few light showers. I'm not even sure that's reaching the ground there up by the flat tops in northwest Colorado, but maybe a few raindrops out in the windshield on Highway 40 there in northwest Colorado and on the Colorado River Basin. But for the most part, this is not really reaching the ground at this point, but it certainly will later on this afternoon and early this evening. I mentioned how we have the potential for some burn scar flooding, and notice some of those reds you're seeing on your screen. The Cameron Peak, the East Troublesome, the Grizzly Creek burn scars all could be dealing with that quick quarter to half inch worth of rainfall in a short period of time, and that does mean that there is the potential for some flash flooding out or near some of those burn scars. And by the way, of course, we all know that the Grizzly Creek burn scar right near Glenwood Springs or Glenwood Canyon on I-70. Again, it's been a good, 7, 8, 9 months since we've talked about this, but yes, there will be that unfortunate risk for flash flooding to shut down I-70 east of Glenwood Canyon this afternoon. If you want to avoid that, the earlier the better in terms of that travel on I-70. But again, it's a risk that'll be in place for today and much of the upcoming week. Meantime, here into the metro area, as I mentioned, between about 4 and 7, that to me looks like the prime time window to get some of those showers and storms in the picture. Probably a better chance south and west of Denver, but we do have a chance for seeing a shower or rumble of thunder here in town as well. Anything that we do get should clear on up pretty quickly by about 8, 9 o'clock or so tonight. Anything that we've got should be long over and done with. Meantime, as we get into your day tomorrow, more isolated storms tomorrow. I think here in town will probably stay dry as you head east and south of Denver. That's where you'll have a better chance of seeing a shower or storm for tomorrow. But then Thursday, we'll have more widespread showers and storms. In the picture, I'll have more of those in the next couple of minutes. For tonight, temperatures drop back into the 40s. Any early showers we got should clear on out pretty quickly, with mostly cloudy skies for the early part of the evening, and then those skies clear on up as we get into the dawn hours. For tomorrow, temperatures, perhaps tomorrow, the warmest day of the upcoming stretch, will be near 80 degrees here in Denver. Chance for a late shower or storm, I would put it at a 10-20% chance tomorrow, but again, I think we stay dry here in town. Tomorrow, probably the driest day of the upcoming stretch. Southeast Colorado, some 80s, some even mid-80s possible for us as we get into your day tomorrow. So again, I mentioned that our average highs in the mid-60s for the first week of May. When we're talking about near 80-degree temperatures, getting close to about 15 degrees above our seasonal average. Now, I mentioned how Thursday at this point looks to me to have the best chance at seeing an afternoon shower or thunderstorm. In fact, we could have cloud cover all day long and that chance for rain all day long here on Thursday. Reason being, notice this area low pressure. This pushes on in from the west, and that'll start to drive up some of those showers and some of those thunderstorms, and we'll start to tap into moisture out of the Gulf of Mexico and the Pacific. Long story short, at this point, it looks like Thursday looks to be the wettest day of the upcoming stretch. We could pick up a quarter to half inch of rain. We'll take that. Remember that May is on average our wettest month of the year here in the Denver area, so we like to get our rain this time of year. We need the rain. We got a fair bit of it last week, no doubt about that, and we got a pretty good soaking, especially on the south and west sides of town. Looks like hopefully here on Thursday we can get a decent amount of rainfall that'll help your gardens smile. Now, question I've been getting a whole lot of as well is whether or not, in fact, I just got this question from our 90s Broncos insider, Mike Kliss. He asked me whether or not it is okay to turn on the sprinkler. You look at the 7-day forecast here, folks, and notice we don't have a single temperature below about 43 degrees for the next 7 days. That next 7-day stretch takes us to May the 9th. Been looking a little beyond that. We are stuck in a fairly persistent weather pattern. It's what we call an omega block. The point is here, folks, is that it looks like for the next 10 days, we're going to stay pretty comfortably above freezing. I know on May the 2nd, it does. I have to put the asterisk in here that it is very early for us to be saying that you can turn on those sprinklers. But I'm pretty confident at this point that we've had our last freezing temperature, at or below freezing temperature here in the Denver area. Our average last at or below freezing temperatures on May the 6th here in Denver. That would be this Saturday. Again, looking to the second week of May, it looks like we're going to be pretty comfortably above freezing. We can always get if you want to be cautious about it, remember here, folks, it's May the 2nd. We can get freezes as late as the first week of June. So if you want to be a little risky about it, yeah, you could turn on the sprinkler, but again, we can get those freezes as late as early June here along the Front Range. Depends on kind of how risky you want to be, but worth noting that I think we're probably done at this point. I'd call it about 65-35 we're done with our last frost or freeze of the season. Meantime, Northwest Colorado, I mentioned this. This is a concern as well, is that we're going to get a lot of water here from two different sources. One, we got those afternoon showers and storms around most of the next few days. And then two, we have here into the Yampa River Basin a ton of snow melt. And I think we may be talking about too much of that snow melt just because it's going to be so darn warm all week long. And so we've already seen some reports of flooding east of Craig out on the Yampa River Basin, and I think that will only increase as we head through the week. So flood watch in place through at least Saturday. Would not be surprised if that gets extended. And snowpack levels right now, keep this in mind, we're at 135% of our season to date average. Most of that is because of the southwest mountains are so filled with snow at this point, but a lot of this is going to melt off over the next week, and that means these levels will drop considerably. So again, mountain snowpack will melt off, and that will lead to some flood issues in that part of the state. Meantime, for us here along the Front Range, daily afternoon shower and storm chances with, I would say, a good 30-40% chance of seeing one today here in town, and a higher chance of seeing better than 50-50 for sure coming up on your Thursday. And then Friday could also actually see some severe storms on the eastern plains for us here on your Friday, and we'll keep some of those shower and storm chances around through the upcoming weekend and early next week. And again, knock on wood, we like to see the rain this time of year. It is our wettest month of the year. on average, so we certainly need the moisture, and hopefully we get some of it over the next 7 days. That'll do it for now. Meteorologist Greg Prose getting ready right over there for 9 News at noon. He'll also have an update for you right here on 9 News Plus at 2 p.m. Then we'll have Chief Meteorologist Kathy Steben in at 4 and 5, and then Meteorologist Danielle Grant in at 6, 9, and 10 tonight on the 9 News family of networks, tracking all this Colorado weather for you. Once again, I'm 9 News meteorologist Chris Bianchi. Thanks for joining us here on 9 News Plus. Have a great rest of your Tuesday.